There's a certain point in every Thailand trip where the nightly rotation starts to lose its shine. You've done the bars, you've done the clubs, you've gone home with different girls on different nights, and it has been fun. Nobody is saying it wasn't. But there's a ceiling to that lifestyle, and most guys hit it faster than they expect. The novelty wears off, the logistics get repetitive, and somewhere around the end of your first week, the idea of just having one girl around, someone to wake up next to, grab food with, spend the afternoon with before the night starts again, start sounding a lot more appealing than another solo evening scrolling through your phone in a hotel room. That's the natural entry point for the holiday girlfriend concept. And if you've never heard of it, or you've heard of it but written it off as something complicated or expensive, this is going to change your thinking completely. So what actually is a holiday girlfriend in Thailand? Strip away all the noise, and it is a straightforward concept. Instead of meeting a different girl every night, you set up an arrangement with one girl for an extended stretch of time. Could be 3 days, could be a week, could be the entire second half of your trip. She stays with you, spends her days and her nights with you, joins you for whatever you're doing, just going out eating, exploring, relaxing, and the whole thing runs on a clearly agreed setup, clearly agreed terms from the start. So it's not a relationship, it's not pretending to be a relationship. It's just an honest arrangement between two adults who both know exactly what they're signing up for. And that clarity, when it is established properly up front, is actually what makes it work so well. The alternative? Well, picking up a new girl every night, managing the logistics, dealing with the uncertainty. It is certainly fun for a while, but exhausting over a long trip. The holiday girlfriend cuts through all of that. Your evenings stop being about the hunt and start being about actually enjoying your time. So for a lot of guys, there's a big difference right there. But here's why most guys get this wrong before they even set it up. The mistake happens before the arrangement even begins. A guy sees a girl he likes, gets excited, and what he does is he locks in multiple days without spending any meaningful time with her first. So he's essentially betting his next week on sort of like a first impression that he just made in a bar at midnight. Yeah. Sometimes this works out, but often it doesn't. And the fix is simple, and it is non-negotiable. Test before you commit. Book her for one night, that's it. One night to see how she actually is outside of the context of where you met her. Is she kind of like a girl to be easy around? Is the chemistry real, or was it just the environment? Maybe both of you were drunk, it was fun, there was a party. Does she cause unnecessary drama over small things? Does she have an attitude the moment money changes hands? Kind of really want to figure out all of this, especially when you guys are sober, because it's a completely different story when you're out partying and everybody's drinking. What is she actually like? Do you actually have chemistry? Do you actually match her energy? One night answers all of these questions, or especially one day. If everything checks out, then you can start talking terms for the extended arrangement. And if it doesn't work out, well, you've lost maybe one night, not 3 days or a week. And this single rule eliminates the vast majority of bad Thailand holiday girlfriend experiences before they have a chance to happen. And most guys skip it because, they're impatient, or because they assume things will just work out. That impatience is expensive, so I would say don't be that guy. Now the next question guys have is, where do you actually find the right girl for this kind of Thailand holiday girlfriend setup? Location matters more than most guys realize. And the short answer is, well, freelancers are your best option by a significant margin. And here's why it's actually pretty obvious when you think about it. When you take a girl from a bar or a cocoa bar for an extended arrangement, what you have to do is not just pay her, you're also covering what the bar loses when she's off the floor, when she's not able to work. That means a bar fine. That's a compensation to the bar every single day that she's not working, not making money for the bar. Depending on the venue and how long the arrangement runs, that additional cost can be very substantial. The numbers climb fast, and what looked like an affordable setup suddenly isn't. And freelancers change that equation entirely. There's no bar fine, there's no third party taking a cut of anything. You negotiate directly with her. You agree on a rate, and the arrangement is between the two of you. It's cleaner, it's cheaper, and there's far less bureaucracy involved. You'll find freelancers at specific nightclubs, anywhere, Bangkok, Pattaya, Phuket. The typical spots. The spots aren't exactly hidden. If you spend a few nights out, you'll figure it out quickly. And I also have videos on my channel where I talk about the different locations and compare Bangkok, Pattaya, Phuket. But knowing what you're looking for before you arrive saves you time and keeps you from wasting early nights in the wrong venues. And this is what I talk about in my Thailand Nightlife guide as well, where I cover the specifics. In general, just do your research before you go to those places, and ideally before you land. And one more thing worth mentioning. Don't try to organize everything, especially this kind of setup, before your trip. The idea of browsing profiles online and, lining up your holiday girlfriend from your phone in your home country, it sounds very efficient. The reality is, in practice, it almost never delivers what you're imagining. The dynamic is completely different when you meet somebody in person. Chemistry doesn't translate through a screen. And girls who seem perfect when you talk to them online have a habit of being entirely different in real life. Do this in person, on the ground, after you've had a chance to get your bearings. So let's talk about money. What's real and what is nonsense. There's more bad information, in my opinion, floating around about a holiday girlfriend setup and about the costs than almost any other topic in the Thailand nightlife space. Forum posts with wild numbers, stories about guys spending thousands per day. I'm talking about Thai baht. Anecdotes designed to either scare you or impress you. Most of it has no connection to what you will actually encounter. So here's a realistic number. 1,000 to 2,000 Thai baht per day. That's somewhere between $30 and $60, depending on where the exchange rate sits. And that is a reasonable daily rate for a freelancer in a standard arrangement. And beyond that, you can be covering food and whatever activities you do together during the day. And that is normal and expected, just as it would be in any other context. A few things affect where in the range you land. Now, obviously, the quality of your accommodation matters. If you're staying somewhere with a nice pool, a good room, maybe good central location, of course that works in your favor. You're offering her a comfortable stay as part of the arrangement, which reduces the pressure on the daily rate. If you're in a budget room with no amenities, expect her to push toward the higher end to compensate for that. And of course, duration also plays a role. A 3-day arrangement gives you limited negotiating room. A week gives you considerably more. The longer she's off the market, the more flexibility she expects in return. But that also works in your favor as the guy paying. Use the length of your arrangement as your leverage and then negotiate accordingly. I would say never under any circumstances pay more than 1, max 2 days in advance. This point cannot be overstated. Because the real issue is the moment you hand over several days of payment up front, the power dynamic shifts entirely in her direction. Problems that would have been minor suddenly become complicated because she's already holding your money. So I would say ideally keep payments daily, keep the balance of control where it belongs, and everything stays manageable. Backup options are not optional. This sounds calculating, but it's actually just smart trip management. Before you lock in an extended arrangement with any girl, make sure you have at least one, maybe two other options you've already identified. Not committed to, just identified. The reason is practical. If the arrangement goes sideways, she starts behaving badly, the chemistry, for whatever reason, disappears, or she simply isn't what you expected after the first or the second day, you need to be able to end it without hesitation. That ability to walk away cleanly is what keeps you in control of the situation. When guys have no backup, ending a bad arrangement feels like high stakes. They second guess themselves, they try to make it work longer than they should, and the tail end of the trip becomes something they're managing instead of enjoying. So having options changes that calculation completely. You can make a clean decision based on what's actually happening rather than on desperation. So I would say line up your alternatives before you commit. It costs you nothing and gives you everything. So let's talk about the emotional side of all of this, the Thai holiday girlfriend setup that is rarely talked about. Well, here's the part of the conversation that most guides, most videos skip entirely, either because it makes people uncomfortable or because it complicates what they want to be a simple transactional breakdown. But I think it's worth addressing directly. A well-run holiday girlfriend arrangement can feel surprisingly real. She's attentive, she's warm, she's around constantly, and the experience of having genuine feminine company, especially for guys who haven't had much of that recently or at all, it hits differently than a standard, just one-night experience. It's easy to start reading meaning into things that aren't there, to convince yourself that this particular girl is different, that what's happening between you and her is something other than what it is in reality. And that whole perception is understandable. It doesn't make you an idiot, but it is a trap and it catches more guys than you would expect. So the best mindset going in is to allow yourself to genuinely enjoy the arrangement for what it is without inflating it into something else. Good company, good experiences, honest terms. That's not a lesser version of something. That's actually a pretty solid deal when you think about it clearly. And most guys back home are navigating far messier situations with far less honesty involved, and they call it dating. So going clear-headed, stay clear-headed throughout, and the experience will be exactly what it should be. One of the highlights of your trip. So here's how the best arrangements actually look. When everything is set up correctly, a Thailand holiday girlfriend arrangement adds a completely different texture to a Thailand trip. You wake up without having to think about the night before or plan the night ahead. You eat well because there's something to eat, there's somebody to eat with. You move around the city or travel to an island or just spend a day by the pool without the slightly hollow feeling that solo travel can sometimes produce after a while. And for some guys, the nights are better too, not just for the obvious reasons, but because you're not running the same logistics you've been running every other night of the trip. And there's a certain level of comfort to it. Not the comfort of something serious, but the comfort of knowing the evening is handled and that you can actually relax. That's what guys are really paying for when they set up one of these arrangements. Not just the company. Also the mental space that comes with having one fewer things to think about. In a trip that has a lot of moving parts, where you go, what to spend, who to meet, how not to get ripped off, the simplicity is sometimes genuinely valuable. And Thailand is one of those places that rewards that organizational structure, that planning. The guys who arrive with a plan, who know what they want, who do their research and don't make decisions based on impulse or bad information, consistently have better experiences than the guys who wing everything. And the Thailand holiday girlfriend setup is no different. So I would say get the right setup, test first, negotiate clearly, pay daily, keep options open, and it will become one of the best decisions you can make for your trip. Get it wrong by skipping the basics and it becomes an expensive lesson you'll only need to learn once. Either way, now you know how this whole thing works.
I hope you found this video helpful. If you ever thought about going to Thailand but find the planning overwhelming, don't know where to get started, you can take that first step and join the Thailand Guide. This is where I personally help you plan your Thailand nightlife adventure. You get to watch over 60 in-depth videos, you get PDF guides as well as a Telegram community with other members for any questions before, during or after your trip. It's also frequently used for meetups, going out together, etc. You can find the Thailand Guide and everything else right here. Don't delay that first trip, you will regret it a year from now. Thanks for watching and see you next time.